Hessy Maven Gaming. On this week's episode, we're going to be talking about some fun facts about celebrities. So this Tuesday, Hessy and Maven, our podcast episode, is going to be all about our top 5 favorite celebrities. And then Wednesday, the video will come out. And so this week is about celebrities. And normally, I'm going to be honest, not a big celebrity person. I don't really care about the gossip too much or anything like that. But the way our society is, celebrities, you know most of them. You know some of them at least. And here's some interesting fun facts that maybe you don't know about celebrities. So while I'm going to be talking about that, I'm going to be playing a little bit of Overwatch 2. They have some kind of new event going on. I don't know. Ever since they started making characters cost money, I was like, fart you, man. I don't like that. Heck 'em. So, but I'm just playing this game because I've never played this little game mode. Naturally, I feel obligated to be the healer. I think that has to do with my nagging, anxious feeling of trying to be accepted. But let's just get into the fun facts. All right? Cool. So, fun fact number 1. Did you guys know that when Matthew Perry was 3 years old, his middle finger got slammed in a car door and he was permanently scarred? That kind of blew my mind. I come from one of those families. We grew up, we were watching Friends. I remember being in 6th grade, watching Friends as it was coming out and being like, I'm such a Chandler Bing. Like, I'm the funny guy. That's me. And even as I got older, I was like, oh boy, I'm Chandler Bing. I use humor to deflect a lot of other emotions, and it's all just funny yucks, baby. Anyway. So it's interesting. It's hard to notice, and even like myself, like really hardcore fans are like surprised by this. Like they didn't notice it in the show, and it's very subtle. It's not like his whole finger's missing or anything. But apparently it was actually the basis of the episode, the one with all the Thanksgivings, where they do like flashbacks of older Thanksgivings and stuff. And Monica has a little mishap, and it results in Chandler's toe being lost. And she brings a baby carrot to the hospital instead, and he doesn't have a toe. And it's supposed to be like this inside joke about that. Crazy. Wild. All right. Oh, sorry, homie. For some reason, I don't have the button to revive people. It's like nothing comes up. It just says press to revive, and I'm like, press what to revive? I think it's because I switched up Lucia's button so that I'm playing with the PS5, right? So I switched up the button slightly to be able to wall ride and jump a little bit more easily instead of having to click X, because then I can't click any of the other buttons quickly. Anyway, that's not important. Fun fact number 2. In 2005, Benedict Cumberbatch was actually abducted in South Africa. Insane. So he was driving with these 2 friends, right? And one of their tires like blows out or pops or whatever. And as they're changing the tire, 6 armed men show up. And the gunmen start demanding their money, drugs, because apparently Cumberbatch was smoking a little bit of that Cabbage Patch, you know what I mean? Heyo. And stupid. But then the 3 men, including Cumberbatch, they're tied up. Cumberbatch is thrown in the trunk of a car, and then just like as they're driving along, like eventually they just get let go. And they have no idea why they got let go. Maybe it was because the people found out like just how I can't even pick this thing up. Someone come get this. I don't know. Maybe it was like they figured out who it was and was like, "Ooh, this is more high profile than we want." I don't know, but pretty crazy. Fun fact number 3. Somebody come pick up this battery. I swear to gosh. What are we doing? Bryan Cranston was once a suspect for murder. Cranston was traveling across the country with his brother, working odd jobs, kind of just like, paying his way to do it. And one job he worked at was in Daytona Beach, typical Florida, and he hated the chef, and he was vocal about it. He would even, like, when he's talking to his friends and like some of his coworkers and stuff, he would joke about how he would kill him. Then chef ends up dead, just as Cranston and his brother are leaving town. But luckily, the real killers were eventually found, and Cranston had nothing to do with it. But still pretty wild. Fun fact number 4. Rob Lowe, in 2017, he's filming this series with his 2 sons, and he claims to have seen Bigfoot. So he's traveling in the Ozarks, and he says that he feared for his life as he encounters what he calls, or these are his words rather, he says what the locals call a wood ape. And that he knows that this makes him sound, again his words, like a crazy Hollywood kook. That word is dangerous. And I just think that's bananas. I just think that's absolutely bananas. I cannot believe that there's no evidence ever of this dude. What's the deal? What happened to this show? And I didn't do any more research past this, so I don't really know. Like, it was supposed to be filmed for like an A&E show or something like that. Freaking wild. Absolutely crazy. But the next one, it's gonna blow your pants off. Literally and figuratively. Fun fact number 5. James Lipton, the guy from the guy from inside the actor studio, who like interviews a bunch of actors and stuff like that, and is like old man with glasses, whatever. He was a pimp in Paris in the 1950s. Yep. Replay that if you need to, but I'm only gonna say it once. What the hell? So yeah, he said that after World War II, times were different, especially in France. He said pimps apparently weren't so exploitative, but instead they were just like agents, like talent agents, I guess, and they just took a cut. He said, I was going through my rites of passage, no question about it. It was a great year of my life. And I just think, what a fun way to look at this chapter of your life. Like, what an interesting experience. All I know James Lipton from is the actor studio. I can't think of, is he an actor? Like, has he done things? Like, what are we doing? What are we talking about here? Jesus, come on, Tracer, help me out, babes. All right, somebody's got to pick up this battery. This is like literally the point of the game. Can you not pick it up? I can't pick it up. Is that like the thing? We all have roles? Weird. Okay, cool. Fun fact number 6. Margot Robbie, as known from her Barbie fame, as well as a million other things before that, but I just love the Barbie movie. I'm going to mention it any chance I get. Margot Robbie went to circus school and is a trained trapeze artist. So this is actually one of the reasons, apparently, that she got the role for Harley Quinn in the Suicide Squad movies. And they actually didn't have to use a stunt actor for some of the stunts because of her experience. Sorry, that scared me. And one of her trapeze artist instructors said that she was disgustingly good at it. Those are her words. I think that's really funny. All right. Fun fact number 7. Christopher Walken worked at a circus and he trained lions, or he was a lion tamer or whatever, or he was training to be a lion tamer. No matter what, no matter how you cut it, that's insane. So yeah, Christopher Walken was 16, answered an ad in a newspaper. He has fond memories of working with a lioness named Sheba. And then 5 years after that, he was a paid nightclub dancer. Christopher Walken is so interesting. I know he gets mentioned in like a really specific true crime story too, about like a woman on a boat, like another actor, like a Hollywood actress or something like that, but I don't know any details about it, so just that. Even that is a stretch. But anyway, this could take, this like little mission that's happening right now could be so much faster if this Torbjorn, I'm kind of convinced that this Torbjorn is a little bit of a, like maybe very young, like a child who's playing right now and just like doesn't know how to navigate the most basic things. Like pick up the fucking battery, let's go, brother. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Fun fact number 8. Nicolas Cage has a cat named Lewis. That's not even the fun. That's fun, and it's a fact, but that's not even the fun fact. Lewis, again, Nicolas Cage's cat, ate some of his shrooms, and Nick Cage decided to join him. So, he talks about this on the David Letterman show that he goes on at one point, and he says, in regards to Lewis, says, he ate them voraciously. It was like catnip to him. So I thought, what the heck? I better do it with him. And apparently, 2 hours, the two of them, Lewis and Nick Cage, are on the bed, staring at one another. And according to Nick Cage, which, you know, as reliable of a narrator as you'll ever get, he says, and I had no doubt that he was my brother. And the funny thing is, because it's Nick Cage, I don't know if that means that he thought that Lewis was like his like reincarnated brother. I don't know if Nick Cage has brothers or had brothers or whatever, and like this is his brother's spirit, or if he means brother like, yeah, brother, like, yeah, you're my brother. We're all brothers and sisters in the universe, like that kind of shit. I have no idea, you know, but pretty interesting regardless. God, we need so many more batteries in this stupid... Guys, am I alone? I'm just kidding. Winston's doing a butt ton of stuff. Tracer, I honestly don't even know where she is right now. Oh, she literally blinked right in front of me. She's good. She's just hip-hopping around. Okay. Fun fact, number 9. Woody Harrelson has a dad who was a hitman, who served life sentences in prison for killing a federal judge in 1978. So Charles Boyd Harrelson is this contract killer and organized crime figure. And in 1970, he was actually acquitted for the charge of murder. And then he was sentenced again for a 1968 murder, but the jury was deadlocked. They couldn't come to a decision. And in 1973, he was tried again and sentenced to 15 years. He serves 5 years and then gets released on good behavior. Just so that in 1978, right after being paroled, Charles and his then wife, Joanne, are arrested for the murder of U.S. District Judge John H. Wood, Jr. What a prick. That was so annoying to say. Okay. Now the interesting thing is, even though now the star witness ends up like recanting his testimony that he hired Harrelson and Woody, or hired Harrelson, comma, and Woody, that's my own fault, comma, and Woody, even tried to get the charge overturned, but unfortunately nothing happened, and he ended up passing away of cancer while he was in prison. So I say unfortunately because like kind of going under a certain assumption of innocence, but yeah, it does sound like, I mean, the 5 charges of murder at some point in his life kind of give me this idea of like, yeah, maybe not like life in prison, I guess. Like that last one, the one that you're in jail for, you potentially didn't do, and maybe didn't do, right? But also, like, it's not super far-fetched that you murdered somebody, I guess. But yeah. Okay. Looks like this is gonna take a lot longer than I thought. When I started this little game, I was like, alright, cool, I'll do this little game. And I'll do my fun facts as I play this little game. But now I'm like, as I'm playing it, I'm like, yo, this is taking so much longer than I thought. You know what I mean? I'm like, jeez Louise, man. Anyway, fun fact number 10. The day is October 28th, 1967. And a little baby is born. And that baby will eventually become Miss Julia Roberts. Absolute icon. The fun fact is, and this has gone all over the internet, it's gone viral in different ways, but regardless, I think it's a fun fact. Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King paid for the hospital bills of Julia Roberts' birth. Bananas. So now, the way that happened or came about or whatever, her parents, Julia Roberts' parents, Walter and Betty, they were friends with the Kings. So apparently it started as like, the Roberts had a theater school in Atlanta, and one day Coretta Scott King calls out of the blue and is like, hey, can my kids join this theater school in Atlanta? You know, they can't seem to find anywhere else where they're going to be accepted. And so that noise is so annoying. What is this beeping noise? Is it just because so much damage is coming under our thing? Yeah. I leave for 5 seconds. This freaking Torbjorn, I'm like, yo, it's up to here. But anyway. So, hey, can my kids come to your theater school? And she's like, sure, come on over. Like, let's do it. And so then they grew closer and closer and became like good friends, to the point where like when Julia Roberts was being born in the hospital, her parents were having trouble covering the hospital bills and stuff like that because like America. So they helped them. They paid out. They paid them. They helped them out and paid them. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that crazy? The idea is like, guess who paid my hospital bills? Martin Luther King Jr. What? What a flex. It's insane. I'd be like anything. I can't imagine somebody just being like, hey, I met Daniel Day-Lewis. Martin Luther King paid for my birth. Shut your mouth, you peasants. MLK would hate that. But yeah, those are all of my fun facts about celebrities. I feel like I still have a ways to go. Okay, wait. We unleashed the robot. That's a good starting point. I'm gonna go ahead and click pause on this and let you guys know that I really appreciate you guys tagging along. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play a little bit of Overwatch 2 as I talked about some fun facts about celebrities. Hopefully you didn't know all of them or any of them. And, put down in the comments, did I forget any? Is there any interesting celebrity fact that you're like, yeah, this is a fun fact? Anytime we talk about fun facts, I always say this fun fact. Let me know. Put it in the comments. What should we talk about next? I've been basing off what the fun facts are going to be about is based on what our podcast episode is going to be about with Hessy and Maven. So let me know what things you want me to talk about on the podcast, and then I'll make fun fact videos about it. You want me to talk about fish? We could talk about fish, top 5 fish. You want me to talk about dinosaurs? Top 5 dinosaurs. I do dinosaur facts. That can happen. Do you want me to talk about monsters? Birds? I'm looking around my room. Flowers? Ducks? Because I can talk about ducks. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Hessy Maven Gaming. Please tune in next time where I talk about ducks. that's not what the outro is. And now my like sort of perfectionism is like, you can't add that episode like that because that's not how you normally do it. Thanks so much for tuning into this episode of Hessy Maven Gaming. Tune in next time where I talk about something else. Bye.